Cars, cars, and cars.
All the cars.
That's the focus of today's episode, which is episode 59. And Matt, I'm really sad. You know why?
Why?
It's the last day of Harrisburg, my favorite auction of the year.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
The good news is it comes back around next year.
I know, but I got to wait another 365 days, Matt.
You do. Well, thanks for joining us for Mecum in the morning. We hope you like cars as much as we do, because there's a whole lot of them here, along with some great motorcycles and trucks, of course. Have you seen anything else?
And bicycles, I hear.
And bicycles. I was going to ask, have you seen anything else that caught your eye out here that's outside those categories?
Yeah, a lot of really cool stuff, and actually the Mecum shop.
In the Mecum shop.
Yeah.
All right, right next door. Way to set your
Tee
sights
that
high,
one up.
Brian.
Hey, marketing.
Yeah, marketing. So this is day 4 of Mecum Harrisburg here at the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex. Day 3 of Mecum in the morning, and boy, do we have a lot in store. Brian, we had an action-packed show yesterday. Do you think we can top that today?
I think we can, because it's cars, cars, and cars today, folks.
It really is. There's a lot of cars going on.
And we are a collector car auction, so it's nice when we get to talk about cars.
And we are in Harrisburg. And Brian, you know, we were talking about this all week long. We talked about this morning, is that there is something here in this East Coast area that gets people excited, because all of us, when we came in, all of us staffers and team members, when we came in, we had customers lined up outside. And then you and Alyssa and I, we kind of stood in the entryway as the gates were open, just to see everyone so excited, smiles, everyone's kind of running to their seat.
You were getting nervous. I stopped you as you and Alyssa were walking in, because you guys get in a lot later than I do. And we got flanked by customers just running. And again, we don't tell them to run, they just do it. And you're like, Brian, watch out. Like, they're just coming every, and I'm not exaggerating, folks. If you ever come to an auction, you have to come to Harrisburg and just watch it. You were hilarious this morning. It was fun to watch you almost get knocked over.
I was having, you know, just some trauma from like The Lion King. That scene in The Lion King where all the buffalo are running. Anyway, fun fact. We'll play that in the kids' event.
Did you just call our customers buffalo?
No. All right, let's get back to cars, cars, and cars. We have a lot here in store across the auction. We've got 69 pieces of road art. Including this little Schwinn bicycle behind us. We've got 258 vehicles, and that includes 6 collections. We're going to be spotlighting some of them today, Brian, but lots of great vehicles, and also those collections are really well put together. And another shameless plug for our merch shop right next to us. Right next to us. Yeah, it's our last chance to buy our event tee in person, because of course we won't have it at our next auction, but if you do miss out on buying that really cool Harrisburg shirt, you can try to buy it online, but it's even much better in person, because we do got a lot of great stuff, including the coffee mugs that we have on our table. So get on over, check out all what we have for sale, and hope to see you, because it's also right next to our morning show set. It is, and I love how I've been seeing so many customers wearing that event exclusive tee here. Yeah. I think that's cool. They're a big hit. Like, it's kind of like a collector series. You know, like, come to an auction, get one of our event tees, because they are exclusive. We don't sell, once they sell out, we don't replenish them. And I did see one of our, another guest here on site wearing the Kissimmee one with the alligator. I think it was from January. You love that one. I do, but I like seeing them out in the wild. Because that means you know that that customer has either bought it online or come to an auction. But it's neat to see the passion. So, all right, Brian, well, you called it. We have cars, cars, cars. Let's get to the next 3 segments cover cars, cars, and cars. They sure do. Let's dive into my spotlight of the Vandiver Collection. That was a great group that sold her earlier this week, but here's kind of a overview of what was contained in it. Sports cars and luxury cruisers, plus road art, the Vandiver Collection here at Mecum Harrisburg has it all. For those enthusiast-minded, the set includes a fully restored 69 Mach 1, powered by a 428 Cobra Jet V8. It's just perfect for those with a heavy right foot. For Brickyard fans, there's this 78 Pace Car Edition Corvette with just 89 miles on the odometer, and rounding out the Go Fast offerings, a 64 Corvette in ermine white, a surefire head-turner. These two are from 1940, a Cadillac Series 75 town car and a Packard Super 8 limousine. Lots of comfort and lots of room for friends. From the groovy 1970s, 2 massive red GM drop tops, a 75 Caprice Classic and a 76 Cadillac Eldorado. It's the closest you'll get to driving a couch.
Plus, the collection also includes pieces of road art. It's all selling here at Harrisburg at no reserve.
So, Matt, how is it like to drive a couch?
Well, that's the closest you'll get. If those 70s luxury cars, just, man, those overstuffed benches were just phenomenal to sit in.
You also got me excited about the Packard because you said bring your friends and let's drive around in a Packard.
I did.
Yeah.
Lots of room for friends.
How many friends is a lot of friends?
A lot of friends. Several.
Yeah.
Several.
Yeah.
We can find some.
Like maybe we convince Kayla and Alyssa. Is that enough friends?
I think so.
Okay. We'll have to invite them afterwards.
So all of the Vandiver collection has sold. It also contains some road art. And that Mustang sold for over $100,000, Breon. So really stout, but really neat collection. And just kind of giving our viewers a taste of what these collections are when they're here. Sometimes they have a very distinct theme. Sometimes they're all one make or one model. And sometimes it's just kind of what the individual has acquired over the years and put together.
I'm really excited about the next segment because recently, you know, for people that are watching the show, I come from the motorcycle industry and I've been getting more in cars. And a customer of ours from Illinois has a great collection of Pontiac GTOs. And every time I see GTOs now, I get really excited. And Matt and Alyssa were able to cover some great ones. Let's check it out.
Pontiac's GTO Judge arrived on the scene in 1969. And here at Mecum Harrisburg, I've got two great examples. So, all rise. Court is in session on this all-American muscle icon.
All rise for the judge. Judge.
The GTO first showed up in 1964, kicking off what many consider the start of the muscle car era. But as these cars gained in popularity, prices across the board were creeping up. Then came a game changer. This, the 1968 Plymouth Roadrunner. It was back to basics. No frills, just fast. Priced under $3,000, it came standard with a big 383 cubic inch V8. And for the hardcore crowd, you could step up to the monster 426 Hemi like the one here. It was stripped down, but smartly marketed, using the Roadrunner cartoon character as a fun hook to further draw in fans. And it worked. It was a runaway success, and Pontiac took notice. The GTO had started this whole movement, but it now needed to refocus back on the youth market and, more importantly, that affordable price tag. So what to call this new version? For that, they turned to pop culture and landed on a phrase already catching fire. Here comes the judge. That line came from Dewey Pigmeat Markham, comedian who'd been doing a courtroom comedy routine since the 1930s.
Here come the judge. Here come the judge. Everybody know that he is the judge.
Then in 1968, the #1 TV show in America, Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, think of it as SNL for the time, picked it up in a sketch featuring guest star Sammy Davis Jr., who brought the character to life for a national audience. The phrase blew up. It became a full-blown cultural phenomenon. Pontiac saw the hype and jumped on it. Their new youth-focused version of the GTO would be called the Judge. It started as a budget-friendly idea, but Pontiac quickly leaned into it as a top-tier GTO offering. The Judge got a bold look. Big rear spoiler, blacked-out grille, Rally 2 wheels, tricolor stripes, and of course, the Judge callouts. Under the hood, a 400 cubic inch V8 with Ram Air, a performance intake system that used functional hood scoops to literally force cool air into the engine for more power. And to really lock in the youth market, they teamed up with one of the hottest bands of the era, Paul Revere and the Raiders, who created a custom jingle and were featured in a TV commercial.
Pontiac GTO.
Ultimately, the Judge accepted its verdict of being loud, bold, and impossible to miss, with it going on to become a permanent and very important part of muscle car history. Exhibit A and B, case closed.
You know, I pick on you a lot, Matt, which I'm never going to stop. Let's just preface this. I really enjoyed that segment. It was really great. But but I also want to hear more from Paul Revere and the Raiders. Like off topic, like one, a compliment, but two, really interesting guys.
Yeah, so really well-known band. They actually did a tour of the Beach Boys, so that's, you put them in that category, so really popular. But really interesting, Brian, how during that era, the automakers were really looking to connect with buyers just as they are today. I think it's a lot of similarities to how Dodge has really tapped into that enthusiast market, sponsoring and being a part of the Fast and Furious movies. Think of it like that, but 40 years ago, and that's how the Judge got so successful. And even as Alyssa and I were shooting that piece yesterday, we had so many people coming up and excited to see those cars because, again, I mean, seeing one is unique, but of course seeing two is even better.
Yeah, that front end on those cars is just beautiful.
Money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Money.
All right, well, we'll have a new segment.
You have to have money to buy them.
You do. And those actually are, if you want to park those in your garage, you can bid on them today. They are selling back-to-back, lot number S175 and 176. And then, of course, we'll have to introduce some kind of a music corner session where we can talk about Waffle House tracks and Paul Revere and the Raider tracks.
We should just start like a playlist. Like we should start a Mecum Spotify playlist that's inspired by cars. How cool would that be?
Be very cool.
I think we could do that. We'll just have to look at Kayla over there in the corner and kind of put that on her ever-growing task list.
Can we include?
Kayla, do you make note? Yeah.
Can we include the Waffle House tracks? That was in a jukebox.
I mean, it kind of could be because we covered it here at Mecum, but I do think that would be kind of cool. Like, so if you guys, I know this is kind of preemptive and it's not the end of the show where we usually ask for comments, but if there is a song that has been inspired by a car or a car brand, let us know, send it into the comments. We will start a Mecum Spotify list. I think that'd be really cool.
I like it. All right, well, Brian, guess what? More cars.
Cars. This is actually my favorite part of the car segment.
It is?
Featuring today. I love a good JDM.
You want to set it up even more?
Let's check it out.
We see JDM and tuner cars all the time at Mecum auctions. Cars like this 95 Nissan Skyline GTR R33. Under the hood is a twin-turbo inline six, and this also has four-wheel drive and four-wheel steering. Finding an S2000 like this one in stock condition is getting harder and harder to do. They're so much fun to drive with that VTEC engine and 6-speed manual, and I love this color combo, Zazuka blue with matching blue interior. How about a 96 Mitsubishi 3000 GT SL Spider? You don't see the convertibles too often, and this one, powered by the 3-liter V6, is ready for some drop-top cruising with a leather interior and Infinity sound system. If you love things dialed all the way up, you'll love this Supra. After a 4-year build, it features elements like a 2JZ equipped with a massive turbocharger, nitrous, and a full Alcantara interior. Fast, furious, and available, you'll find these and a whole lot more at Mecum Auctions.
So that's a little bit more your speed, or even more your speed, because you say you love the GTOs.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm growing an affinity for GTOs, which again, but like before coming to Mecum, I definitely knew about JDMs. That was my cup of tea, my bag, if you will, or whatever. That's like the car or the style of car or the genre or whatever that I definitely had an affinity for.
Yeah. And Brian, we talked about, I mentioned in the package, but about how we are seeing those types of cars. And I think it's important to maybe clarify a little bit about what we mean when we say JDM. So JDM is Japanese domestic market. So essentially it's cars that were produced for overseas markets that we never got here in the US. That happens all the time. It's happened all the way for decades, where basically automakers evaluate their global presence, and sometimes they will create vehicles just for one market and not for another. We're not seeing it so much as we are today. We're actually seeing more global platforms where automakers are producing a single platform and then using it on all the different markets. But certainly in decades past has been very different. So one of the things that jumps out about two of those vehicles, identifying them as that, would be the right-hand drive. That would be one indicator, because obviously that would be something that we don't have here in the States.
Really, Matt?
Correct. So in case you're new to drive in the US, but that's one indicator where obviously something's different about that. And it does include other things too, or it can include other things too, where maybe other options or equipment, where possibly missions, different things like that, where again, it's allowed in other markets, but not here. But that tuner culture would also be a little bit different, or part of that, where tuner obviously means it's been modified. It's kind of the modern equivalent of hot rodding. That's kind of the new phrase where something's been tuned or it's a tuner car. But I love them, and as I mentioned, we are seeing them. I mean, it's becoming really big with younger enthusiasts.
So something I didn't tell you yesterday, because you and Alyssa were off building like these great packages. Well, there was a beautiful Nissan Skyline that crossed the block yesterday. I was standing there, I was ready to bid. I got nervous, kind of like Rut did, and Braden, my son, and I are really fond of Skylines. So is Jason, one of our staff photographers, and I was really close. It didn't sell on the block, which I was kind of excited because it didn't meet reserve and the reserve wasn't lifted. And I found the gentleman that was selling it. He was selling it for he's a proxy seller. So I went and I made an offer, and it was not accepted. But I'm hoping that the seller does not want to bring it home today. So maybe my offer will be accepted, and maybe you'll have to drive the rental car to DC today, and I might be driving a Skyline to DC.
Not a bad
I know. I'm so glad I didn't tell you, because I think you and Alyssa would have talked me out of it. But again, that's really, those cars are my jam, right? And it's Skylines. I am starting to see more and more people want them, and I'm hoping that maybe I could drive it for 1 or 2 years and maybe pass it on to Braden. But it was in great condition, and you saw me get really excited about those Skylines that we had in Kissimmee, over the winter. But I got to put one on my garage, Matt.
Okay. Was it the white one here?
It was the white one
here.
Shh, don't talk.
Oh, sorry.
No, it wasn't.
Sorry.
It was the pink one.
Well, I wanted to bring it up because I know I included in the package, but it's also important, Brian, to realize that even within those cars, there's a coal following, and probably larger than coal following, because I think that's too narrow. But what's happening is that there's such a die-hard devotion to those cars. R33 is a series of cars, because I mentioned that in the package. And again, just in the spirit of education, so that's a identifier of the generation of Skyline, R32, 3, 4, 5, and I think the current one's the R35. But that just kind of speaks to, again, when you get into those cars and you want to be very specific and you start following them, that's where that terminology comes around. And something else too, Brian, about that genre of cars is that a lot of those are smaller displacement engines. I think most of those were V6s or inline sixes, but with that forced induction, typically a turbocharger, you can really get big amounts of power, and that's what makes those cars so fun and so attractive.
For the people that like street racing, which is illegal.
Correct. I don't
recommend that, folks.
Of course not. I forgot to mention that Supra also had a parachute in the back, so I think it was either set up for drag racing or some kind of hardcore street racing.
Or just dreaming.
Or just dreaming.
Yeah, because safety first.
But it's a good opportunity, Brian, to spotlight how the definition of collector car continues to evolve. As I say more and more, it's not just chrome and fins. We are seeing a lot of other vehicles that are becoming more and more attractive to collectors, and it includes those types of cars from the 90s and even 2000s.
If I had a garage that fit more than 2 cars, you better believe I would have one of every of them. Maybe even a GTO. Like I told you, one of our really good customers has a black one that I saw on a recent visit, and I would put that Pontiac GTO in my garage.
Nice.
I would have never guessed that a year and a half ago, that I would want a Pontiac GTO, but they have grown on me.
So of the 4 tuners, which one do you want? The Skyline? Is that?
Oh yeah,
okay.
100%.
I'm S2000 all the way.
Yeah. One, why? Because it's blue, Matt?
I do. I like blue.
If it was red, would have you taken it? No.
No.
Yeah,
no.
He only cares about blue, folks.
I know. People follow me on Instagram. They know that I love things that are blue. So.
If they follow you anywhere, because that's all you talk about is the color blue. Even.
Yeah. You're not wrong. I can't, if you follow me around like the pine.
Actually, it's a really good lead-in to our next segment.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And that's actually one of the major reasons why I bought this little bike. So if you've been following our morning show journeys, or if you've been just following us on social media.
Or Matt's antics in general.
And antics in general, you'll know that last weekend, it's hard to believe it's already been a week, but Alyssa and I, we attended the Syracuse Nationals. We were a sponsor of that event. And while we were there, we were doing all kinds of crazy things. We were able to see the Motodrome. We were able to spotlight some lowriders. But they had a swap meet, and they had some vendors. And I walked through, and I saw this thing. And I just, like, I had to have it. Like,
you were so giddy, and you continue to be giddy. I don't even think you're going to let this sell on the block.
I don't know. But we enjoyed it at the Nationals, and it was a lot of fun. So here's a little bit of an overview of my journey with this little Schwinn bike.
This show is massive. There is so much to see and do here. Hey, what do we have here? Hey, this thing is cool. I'm Matt, by the way.
Hey, Rachel, nice to meet you.
All right, Rachel, what's the story on this?
So it's a really cool vintage Schwinn bike I picked up down in North Carolina. Small Springer front end on it.
I see these all the time at Mecum Road Art. I know they're really popular with collectors, but this one stopped me because I love that color and the seat. You're selling it, right?
Yes.
All right, I've got to have it. Let's make a deal.
All right.
Thanks,
Thanks, Matt. Have fun.
Next stop, Harrisburg. Tiffany, I brought my bike to Road Art.
Hey, Matt. I'm so glad you called ahead of time. Typically, we like 30 days ahead of time to be able to advertise the piece, but this one will do great.
Well, I've got my enjoyment out of it. It's been so much fun, but as always, I've got my eye on something else, so I'm really excited to see this thing cross the block.
Yeah, you got to check out your listing.
Awesome. Those photos look fantastic.
All right, let's get you checked in. All right, here's your lot number. You could go ahead and roll it over there until it's ready to cross the block.
What did you say at the end? Matt? Come on, share that with our fans.
I will share that with our fans.
Yeah.
We were watching that package, and I said, look at that shot with the neons. They were blue, and the bike rolled in. I said, chef's kiss there to Alyssa.
He's really proud of himself, guys.
Well,
the confidence is just exuding from yourself.
I will say I'm very confident in Alyssa's skill set. Just such creativity, really nice stuff.
Our producer is absolutely amazing, and I'm going to give a shout out to the Webbies, because this year we're going to win one.
We are. We're coming for you, Webby.
We're coming for you, Webbies.
Yeah, Webby.
We can win multiple awards this year, but one is great, but I have a feeling with the content that we've produced with Alyssa, we're gonna take home a Webby this year. We're coming for you. We're coming for you, Webbies. We are coming for you.
Wow.
Yeah. And our fans, contact the Webbies. Tell them the great show that we're putting out there for you folks.
That's right.
Yeah, shameless plug for the Webbies.
Yeah. Next step, Oscars.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Okay,
Matt.
we won't.
Yeah.
I won't. But
wow, calm down, Tiger.
Oscar, we're coming for you too.
Webbies first.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back to the bike.
Let's talk about the bike, because wow, folks, we've talked about the bike nonstop for the past week.
Well, it was a lot of fun. Hopefully, people did get a good sense of what's at Syracuse Nationals. That's a great event. Ed and the team over there have done a great job of curating that show. More and more, I know I was talking with him and some of the team. They already are working on next year's. So I will say, if you're in the New York area, make plans to get up there. There's a lot to see and do. And of course, you might find something cool you have to take home with you.
Well, I'm still waiting, because I haven't had an email from Ed since the show ended, and I think we did a great job, and I'm still waiting for our invitation back next year.
And he did say I know we're putting him on blast. I am. He does watch.
I'm really good at putting Ed on blast, and you on blast, and the world on blast.
On blast.
Ed, I was informed that you do watch our show, so I'll see the email in 7 minutes when the show ends.
Oh, man, we're giving Ed such a hard time.
I'm giving everyone a hard time. I'm really sad. It's the last day of the show. We've got 2 weeks until our next morning show. I'm really sad. Harrisburg's my favorite auction. My little brother actually just showed up at the set, so I'm on one today.
You are.
I am.
But yes, Ed, we'll cut you some slack, because I'm sure hopefully he's relaxing, because it's only been a week since that event, and he and his team need to rest up. And
it's the largest show in the Northeast.
It's the largest show in the Northeast.
Yeah.
All right. So as we wrap up, man, what a show.
I don't want to wrap up, Matt.
Well, we have to wrap up. All right. Wherever you are watching, drop us a comment. Let us know which tuners you want to, which of those tuners you would want to take home and park in your garage.
But not my Skyline.
Not the Skyline, because Brianna's apparently having that. I also do want to give a shout out to one of our comments I was looking over this morning, Brianna.
That warmed my heart.
Yeah, so on YouTube, I guess before I get to the comment, so we are on Facebook and YouTube, so wherever you're watching this, but we do look at both. Robert CF428 said, this show gets better and better every time I watch it. Love it. Robert, really appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for recognizing the hard work that all of us are putting in, a lot of that being our producer, Alyssa.
And help us get a Webby, folks.
Help us get a Webby. I do have a question for Robert, because Alyssa always focused on motorcycles. She thinks he's a motorcycle enthusiast.
Yeah.
Is there a CF?
Yes.
What's the CF Honda?
Well, there's also CF Moto, which is a brand itself, but yes.
Okay. See, I was thinking like 428, like Boss, like Mustang Boss. But the CF doesn't correspond.
Well, Robert, since you watched the show, let's educate Matt or Alyssa.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
And it's probably...
Or it's Crazy Fun. Robert's Crazy Fun 428.
All right, well, Robert, I don't know. If you see this, let us know. Where's that username come from? And as we wrap up, Brown, we have to.
I hear the music playing.
The music is playing. Hey, everyone, thanks for joining us, man. It's been a ride. As Brown said, we'll be back in a couple weeks with more Mecum in the Morning from Monterey. But, of course, there's a whole day ahead here at Harrisburg. Come out to the auction, and of course, be sure to watch into the live broadcast on ESPN+. You know how we close out the show? Happy trails.
Cheerio, folks.